So one of the strongest lessons to come out of the Titanic story is the lesson of humility. And the opposite of humility is arrogance, and there's a word closely related to arrogance that's often used in relation to the Titanic. And I want to talk about this because it's still a major problem. It seems to be a part of human nature that we have so much trouble rising above. And that word is hubris. Hubris. So if you understand the story of the Titanic well, you understand that they had this incredible ship which had this amazing reputation that everyone said this could not be sunk, this ship. In fact, apparently one of the crew was overheard saying to a passenger, not even God could sink this ship. Now they had state-of-the-art technology which in the end actually let them down. They had an incredible ship which in the end let them down. They had a lifeboat system which in the end wasn't enough to save the 1,500 people who perished on board. So it seems like there's been an attitude of hubris where they've been almost complacent, almost a little bit conceited in their belief in their power, and they left behind their common sense. Now this is an important lesson because it still seems to me that there's something in human nature that really we're having a lot of trouble overcoming, and it has a lot to do with our relationship with the earth, because we still believe that we have technological prowess, and that gives us some sort of right to submit the creation to rule the earth in some way, that somehow as human beings we have a right because of our power to control things. And that continues to get us into trouble. So just a couple of examples. We build levees in hurricane areas thinking that they're then settleable for people, and because of our incredible ability to build these levees that somehow these people will be safe, and we know from experience that that's not true. The nuclear power plant in Japan was built in an earthquake and tidal wave zone, as if somehow our ability to build an incredible nuclear plant can withstand the force of nature. We drill into the ocean with our incredible technology, our machinery, thinking somehow that we have the right to exploit the ecosystem, and we learn our lesson because nature as a whole is greater than any of our human ability or technology or prowess. Until we get to grips with this issue of hubris, until we realize that we can't masquerade as gods, that we can't pretend that we can control everything, that we don't have a right to take control of the earth, until we come to terms with hubris, the earth will continue to suffer. Now, if we can learn nothing else from the situation that they found themselves in the Titanic, when they became complacent and then hit an iceberg, if we can learn nothing else, may we learn this danger of hubris and a little humility before we hit a much greater iceberg.